Hey, so what did you say? Oh yeah, you were saying before the pod started that we need a catchphrase.
Yeah, we need a
All right,
catchphrase.
cool, man. Yeah.
What's the thing? What are we calling our listeners? Oh, shout out to all the listeners out there, dude. We really appreciate all the messages you send us. Honestly, we're just two idiots just talking, laughing, having a good time, and we appreciate everyone that listens in.
That's real sweet, man. I like that. I like that you said that.
Do we call our listeners the chocolate cows?
The chocolate cows? I don't know. I feel like it's a little too broad. You know, we need something real specific. We're only 2 episodes in. You know, this is only our
ranchers?
3rd episode.
Nah.
Okay.
Well, it'll come to us.
Yeah.
Maybe write it in the
should
comments.
pick. Yeah,
write it in
maybe
the comments.
Give us some suggestions.
Let us know what you want to be called. And
I really like what you called our segment, though. Chocolate therapy.
Yeah, definitely fill that shit out, bro.
That's awesome. Did anyone fill anything out yet?
I don't know. I didn't check, to be honest with you.
All right. You want to check right now? Do you want to? Yeah. So Gershon's going to check that out. In the meantime, I'll let you guys know what we got in store for you today. We're actually only filming this a couple days after we filmed the last episode because we're kind of trying to reschedule the days that we actually shoot this. But we have a few exciting things that we want to do. We definitely want to interview some different types of people. If you want to be interviewed on the pod, definitely send me a DM. If I don't open your DM, it's because I don't want to interview you. If I reply to you, if I open it up and reply to you, dude, we'll get you guys on. We definitely need people who are experts in certain kind of fields, you know, like if you're a fan of something and you have a lot more background information, it helps us out because we know about 10% about everything. We need somebody who knows 75 to 90% about one thing.
That's false. I'm an expert in just about every subject. Name one.
I forgot. Yeah, I apologize.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Yeah, no responses so far.
Okay, no, all good, man. Yeah.
Dude, it's funny that we call ourselves the Chocolate Cowboys because I legitimately thought till about I was 16 years old that chocolate milk came from chocolate cows.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like brown cows gave chocolate milk.
Interesting.
Because I vaguely remember to this day, I was sitting at Alder Acres Farm watching a cow get milked. It was brown, and the milk that came out of it was brown. So maybe a farmer could explain this to me.
Like Mandela effect or something. We all remember that. To be honest, as you're saying this, I don't know if I've ever seen a brown cow.
You've never seen a brown cow? I think brown cows are the most common type of cow.
I've seen the black and white ones.
In real life?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're around.
I can't, like, I'm trying to picture, does the brown cow, does that look like, does it have the same kind of pattern as a black and white cow, but it's brown?
Yes.
Or is it just all brown?
Yeah, so some of the brown cows that are milking cows have the black and, like, the brown and white patch, just like the black and white ones do. Some of them
like
just solid brown all around. That? Dude, you live in...
Isn't that just a bull?
No.
You're giving out my location for it, first of all.
Oh, yeah, we gotta... that one.
Yeah, thanks, bro. What the hell? Why are you giving me things to bleep out, dude?
God. Mark that.
Yeah. Yeah, isn't that just like a bull, the one that's all brown?
No, bulls are just ones with dicks.
Dude, so are all cows women?
Women,
yeah. Female? Whoa, wait a second.
It's a Chocolate Cowboys podcast where the good times always last. So grab your white monster and watch them ponder. It's a Chocolate Cowboys podcast. A couple of buddies who think they're funny. Are they brothers or do they have feelings for each other? It's a Chocolate Cowboys podcast.
Rewind.
Bro, your stupid ass liberal facade is coming down. You're a real misogynistic guy, bro. Join the dark side, dog.
I didn't mean it like that, dude.
Join the dark side.
The dark side? What do you mean by that, dude? We're like the same skin tone, dude.
Get out of here.
You are darker than me.
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure you're darker than me. I'm pretty sure we've had this conversation before.
No, I don't like it because I feel like in group settings, for some reason, people support you, and I don't know why. They must be delusional. They like immediately like, no, Gershon is lighter than you. I don't know why everyone always says that.
Yeah, because I'm right.
Are you paying them?
I'm not paying protesters, bro. What are you, freaking conservatives in 2018, dude? Get out of here.
Oh, dude, real relevant fucking take there, dude. Oh my God, Gershon, you always have the most relevant fucking references, dude. Jesus
That's
Christ.
a deep cut for anybody who knows.
That's crazy, dude. So I saw something I sent you on Instagram. That guy that I started cutting carbon tax, Mark Carney.
You were right.
I saw well, I mean, it was on a like 604 TV Instagram page.
No, and I
said he was
Googled it.
cutting carbon tax.
I googled it right after you sent me.
Okay,
and
so what's the actual information?
He cut it. He cut it. Well, I don't know, man.
Effective April 1st.
Yeah. So apparently he reduced it. There's
Okay.
a ability for him to bring it back. That's
Okay.
That's the word on the street right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, he cut that shit, bro.
Did he really?
Apparently.
So I saw some comments on it because like all I ever do for my news research is look at the Instagram picture and then read the comments on that Instagram picture. Now on the comments on that Instagram picture, they said
His wife is what?
no.
What?
What did they say about his wife?
A little Macron situation?
What? No, I was saying that
His wife's a man?
no.
What?
Why is everyone always saying that about politicians? No, God.
That is the best.
Anyways, I'm trying to explain to you that I read a comment that said
Michael Obama?
as soon as he's in power, he's just going to immediately like make it put in an even worse carbon tax or a different type of tax.
Yeah,
it's even worse.
I mean, that's like conservatives just being conservatives, you know? I mean, this is the thing though. He's like always stood on like climate change.
Right, which is so it's like it's hard to believe.
Yeah, I mean, he's also like a finance guy, right? Like, so maybe he's just like, this doesn't make any sense for us right now.
Yeah,
Maybe
I think if you have like two things that you value highly, I think that the one that makes you money is what you'll value more. Well, but I would assume that the carbon tax is making him more money if he's leading the country.
Okay, I think there's two things to this. I think one thing is he wants to take away, like the conservatives have been calling him carbon tax Carney.
Yeah.
Since before he was the leader of the liberals.
Right, because he's a big proponent of it.
Yeah, he's trying to take him out from the legs. We'll see what the conservatives, like they have to really beat him on policy now, right?
Right.
So we'll see what they kind of come up with. Another thing too is I forgot what my second point was, but I think it's a good thing for him to do that day one, because then he's like, hey, listen, I understand what the people want.
Right.
Like, let me give it to them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Let me give it to them real good. So he gave it to us.
All right, man.
Yeah,
you really know how to paint a picture, don't you? Yeah, dude, that's crazy. And I hate getting into politics off the bat.
I would vote for Mark Carney if his wife was a man.
I'm just gonna stop you right there.
Why?
First
What's
of
wrong
all,
with that?
Obama's my boy, dude. Don't be disrespecting him like that.
Whoa!
First of all,
who said Obama's wife was a man?
You did.
When?
Dude, you've been saying that.
I said Macron. Whoa! Who's making shit up now, bro?
No, dude, I got recordings dude, from our personal conversations.
Okay,
Anyways,
get out of here. Imagine
ask,
Obama was the first black gay man in office. Fucking
nah, this is fucked up, bro.
Rehire that
I don't
guy.
like this. I don't like this
Rehire
rumor
that
that people
guy.
started. I think it's a fucked up rumor.
No, she's definitely not a man. But
Yeah, I think it's fucked up.
if he was, rehire Obama.
Anyways, that's fucked up. I don't like that
Obama
one.
term 3.
Dude, I'm gonna stand on business for Obama.
I'm
I don't
literally
like when
saying
people say
Obama
that.
should go.
Anyways,
3
I wanted to
terms.
ask. I'm like, do you think if our podcast like picks up and shit, like if it does get big, by the time the election comes around, do you think that Carney and Polyev would hop on the pod? Like, should
You
we?
think
do
Mark
that?
Carney's gonna sit next to me?
Dude, Emperor
make
Dear
silly
Polyev.
gay jokes? Get out of here, dude.
Dude, imagine our chocolate therapy that kicks off and we have them like trying to solve people's problems. That's crazy. That'd be
Carney-
insane.
Mark Carney's talking about diplomatic, diplomacy. He's talking about, yeah, we want to really dig deep into this issue with corruption.
Yeah.
I really want to dig deep into something else, Mark. Like, come on,
He
bro.
gives you some daps. Yeah, I feel like that'd be sick. I would definitely interview them both because I feel like if anyone should be able to mediate that, it should be us.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, like when they start like yelling over each other, dude, I'd be like, "Shut up, bitch!" Like, you know what I mean?
So Polyev's wife is Latina. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
She's a Latina. I want to know.
I already know what you're gonna say, bro.
What do you think?
Go
I'm
ahead.
Gonna say? No. What do you think I'm gonna
No.
say? No. I want to know what you think. I'm
Say
gonna
your
say.
point, no, dude.
I want to know what.
I don't want to interrupt you. I apologize.
He's an
Continue.
Alberta kid. I want to
Yeah.
know where he found her.
You're saying there's no Latino women in Alberta?
What Latina woman would want to go to Alberta?
She could have been born there, dog.
I don't think Alberta.
You think
has a
everyone
Latino
who's not
population.
white in Alberta migrated there?
Yes.
There's non-white people who've been born in Alberta, dude. There's
Name
probably been black people who were born in Alberta.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, it's called being a second generation, dude. Is that actually what a second generation is? I don't.
Yeah.
First generation is the
no,
ones who
yeah,
came here. Second
yeah.
generation is the one who's born from the
No,
people.
no. We're first gen Canadians. Yeah, we're first gen Canadians. Our parents are immigrants. Is your parents immigrants? Did your parents come from India?
I was born in India.
You were born in India?
You know this, dude.
Get your ass the fuck back,
Okay.
bro.
I'm a Canadian citizen, first
Yeah,
of
you
all.
the one who smells bad on SkyTrains.
Okay.
Bro, I had this crazy SkyTrain experience.
Yeah.
Bro, it wasn't even busy. But this student
Yeah, you could say.
at a university.
So different names you can use. Dipper. Fob.
Whoa!
Yeah, Fob, Dipper, Stinky Hindu if you want.
Holy
Yeah, dude.
shit.
I'm giving you the pass for all of those words.
Why?
Huh?
I feel like you're setting me up for something.
No, dude, I got you, bro. Tell your story.
No, there's an international student of the Indian variety that was
Yeah.
in the SkyTrain, and the SkyTrain wasn't even
Yeah.
busy. It was like it was a little bit busy, but there was like space around us.
Sure.
He was standing like 5 inches away from me. I knew because I know 5 inches very well, and
All right, dude. You guys got a big dick.
so he's standing really close to me, and like we went one whole stop, and he reeked. He smelled so bad.
Yeah.
And it was so bad that I had to be like, bro, I need you to give me like 4 steps.
Right.
And he like looked up. He's like, what? And I'm like, come
Dude,
on.
I give you a pass. I didn't say you could start doing the accent, bro. All right, chill out. Dude, you take it too far.
Yeah.
No, but that's crazy. No, so, like I've had
It's
that
not a super
experience, too.
funny story, but it was real, and I
That-
think we've experienced that.
I've had that experience too before. Like you gotta sometimes you gotta tell them. Like I had a guy where I used to work. He had some hygiene issues, and I just had to straight up tell him.
Stinky,
Yeah, I just told him, I'm like,
stinky.
listen, man, the guys and I, we pitched in together. We got you some deodorant, and like,
Why'd y'all have to pitch in? Deodorant costs $5.
like taking like dimes and stuff for everybody.
Yo.
But yeah, no, straight up, we were just like, yeah. And so he didn't stink after that, and I think he took offense initially, but I think he was grateful afterwards because it was a pretty public facing job, and so we saved him from somebody, you know, racist with no filter just going off at him. You know
So
what I
you
mean?
me?
Yeah, you know.
I'm joking.
No, you wouldn't be disrespectful. You're a nice guy. But man, yeah, dude, it's hard being brown. It's hard being brown.
The worst part about being like Sri Lankan
Yeah.
is that
Everyone thinks you're Punjabi.
Everyone thinks I'm Punjabi.
Yeah,
The worst
crazy,
part about
bro.
it is when when other, not even like white people, like other ethnicities think I'm Punjabi, and I have to like, I'm already in a hole. I gotta like dig my way out of it. I don't
You're
know.
like, dude, I'm not Punjabi. I'm this different kind of brown person that is
exactly
less known.
exactly. That's like yeah, no, there's no way to describe out of it, you know?
Yeah.
No, I'm Sri Lankan.
Yeah, we're darker and our last names are longer.
No, I'm fucked, dude. No, it's a crazy situation to be in.
Yeah, it's hard being brown, dude. But I feel like brown people, we all kind of like, you know, get along. I mean, that's actually not true. I feel like Hindu people and like
Literally
Sikh,
everybody else.
like Sikh, like pro Khalistan people are like, and Hindu people like do not get along at all. Like it's like straight up just like public fucking fights,
Bro,
like
the
brawls,
funniest
which is scary, dude. Like it's
the
actually kinda
funniest
crazy.
video I've seen
There's so many of them.
is a Punjabi guy holding up a Khalistan flag.
Yeah.
Thick Indian accent. yelling into the mic. There is no place for you Hindus. You must go home. Canada is not for you. Yeah, no, that's insane.
Yeah, I got family overseas, bro. We gotta stop this. I'm actually, dude, I'm gonna be too scared to even put this part of the pod.
Yeah, no, we can't do that. That's
No, it's all good. No, I don't care. Fuck them. Fuck them all. No, I'm
Yo,
kidding.
India's been calling hits, bro.
Yeah, no, I'm joking, dude. I'll fucking take them. It's fine, whatever.
Anyways,
what race do you think, like, you, no matter what, like 90% of fights you'd win against that race? Like, what race do you think has like the most like defeatable dudes?
yeah, that's a pretty insane question. Because
like
we
like
went to
it's
school with
funny.
a lot of Koreans,
No,
and
but-
there's some big Koreans.
Yeah, so like
out
what
there.
I'm thinking is like we're making jokes about like brown guys, but if you see some Punjabi dudes,
Dude, Punjabis are
terrifying,
huge,
terrifying,
massive.
gigantic. I would never fuck with them. There's
You
one
are
guy.
Punjabi.
Yeah, but I'm what
You're
is
small Punjabi.
Yeah, if you see my family, some of them are fucking huge. I didn't get any of those genes. So you were talking about like we got the short end of the stick. But you know, it's like we make the jokes, but it's like I wouldn't fuck with Indians because of Punjabi people.
Well, Punjabis specifically.
But that's what I'm saying.
There's
Is
a lot
that
of
race
different
wise, right?
Yeah, well, Indian isn't a race, so
But don't they all speak like Indian? I've been
That's,
in Canada too long. Dude.
yeah,
I gotta go back.
bro, you're really taking the cowboy part of the chocolate cowboy here.
Yeah, I'm doubling down on the Cowboys. No, but yeah, dude, I don't know what race like, cause like some place like I gotta.
Are you asking me what race is the most submissive? Is that what you're
I just
asking
think like
me?
what race do you think you have the best chance of beating up? Like if I dropped like if it was a randomizer and I said I had to pick one country and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna randomize someone from that country. What's the likelihood that the one that gets picked you can beat up? Because like
It's
you
hard
would
to
say like, oh, maybe it's Japanese. I know one giant Japanese guy.
No, yeah, I know who you're talking
Yeah,
about.
I know a massive, terrifying Japanese guy.
Okay, well, we got to think about the average, right? Because the average Japanese person is like not big, not huge.
But we don't know the standard deviations from that, dude. That maybe
You
they're
know
messing
what?
up the
This
statistic.
is probably the safest option.
Yeah.
North Koreans, right? Malnourished.
Yeah. Malnourished.
Malnourished.
Crazy.
Heavy yiddies. Always. All right.
Talking about the guys, bro.
Oh wait, what?
Always try to turn everything into a conversation about Yeoming Park, bro.
No, we gotta look into Yeoman Park. We gotta figure out what she.
Where did
is
she go,
telling
dude?
me- Huh?
I saw her on the Joe Rogan podcast. Never saw her again, dude.
No, well, because people started looking into her background. People were, like trying to figure out where she's really from, and
Yeah.
I don't know. There's conflicting stories.
Yeah.
Dude, she was talking about. She pulled a. Who's that guy in Chicago that said he was out for Subway, and then two MAGA guys came and tried to hang him?
Oh, something Smollett or whatever.
Oh, Jussie Smollett.
Or something
she
like that.
pulled a Jussie Smollett. She said a black guy tried to beat her up.
Actually, she said that.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Yo, get your facts
No,
straight
no, no, no,
before
no.
you.
She was on a podcast with the Navy SEAL guy or Marine Corps guy, who talks to a bunch of conspiracy
Yeah,
theorists.
Sean's what's his name?
I don't know. He's
Sean
bald.
Smith? Yeah, I know. who
Beautiful
he's
head.
talking- I used to watch his. I used to
Phenomenal
watch his EDC videos back in the day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude, I've been watching a lot of everyday carry videos.
And you're not even allowed to have a gun, bro.
Yeah,
Fucking-
I gotta stop.
yeah,
It's
you gotta
getting
stop that.
ridiculous.
If you watch enough of those, you'll storm the Capitol.
Yeah, dude. I honestly one time. This is ridiculous. Because it doesn't help my whole like I'm a liberal thing. But like one time,
You're not a liberal,
my
dude.
fiance like caught me on my computer, and this is like a crazy beginning of the story. I wasn't doing anything dirty, but so I got two computer screens, right?
Mm-hmm.
One computer screen playing Call of Duty, but I'm not actually playing the game.
Yeah.
I'm just
Other screen, Yeonmi Park.
no. Dude, I was one screen, I'm on the Call of Duty game, but I'm just modifying weapons. Other screen, war movie split with everyday carry videos, but on the YouTube shorts. So it's just scrolling up, randomizing everyday carry videos. And then there's I'm watching like 12 strong, and then I'm modifying weapons and testing them out, like with like trying to make them like into a realistic scenario based off the everyday carry videos. And she's like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
No, for sure. But this is where you get your liberal status back.
Okay, thank you.
Is that whenever you're playing any of these violent games,
Mm-hmm.
you're like playing dress up. You're never actually
Yes,
playing the
exactly,
games.
yeah.
Because
I'm not good at video
WWE,
games.
You're not playing the video games.
Yeah.
You're making the characters. You're
Yes.
dressing up Barbie.
Yeah.
Same thing with this.
Dress up.
You're making the like.
100%. I'm modifying the guns to look cool, putting different skins on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would vote for Carney. Whatever.
Carbon Carney, dude. It's weird though because it's like, what is he, dude? He's in the Liberal Party, but he's doing a pretty freaking right leaning stance of cutting tax.
He's a pretty centrist guy, I think. I don't know.
And you're telling me he's a finance bro? Have you ever met a liberal finance bro?
No, dude.
Exactly.
He's got some skeletons in that closet.
That's what I'm saying, dude. So
he went to Yale too. So
oh god, dude.
We'll find him in some blackface.
I was thinking of that as like a premise. It's like I'm trying to work it out, but like something along the lines of like something about Justin Trudeau like dressing up like me for Halloween. I gotta like work it in somehow. I try to work that out.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
He was our first brown prime minister or whatever. You know what I mean?
He was the closest thing we'll get to a brown prime minister. Because Jagmeet Singh is not getting anywhere.
Nah, dude. Did you see that video where the guy like
Yeah.
confronted him and Jagmeet Singh was like, "Fucking, what were you talking about?"
Yo, that was
dude, his inner like Surrey Jack.
Yeah. Bro, that was the closest I got to voting for that guy. That was the closest.
He's like, "You wouldn't." He's like, "Yeah, you wouldn't because you're a coward." Oh.
Bro, we'll try to clip it or something, but like just basically this guy comes in, he's like,
He's like, "Fuck you,
fuck you fucking coward,"
Yeah.
or not coward, you're corrupt or something like that.
Yeah.
And then he turns out, he's like, "Yo, who the fuck said that, huh?
Who said that shit?
You wanna fucking go, bro?" Fucking said it. You didn't.
You know.
And then he
you're
goes up to the
paraphrasing.
guy. He's like, "Fucking, you said that shit, bro."
He's like, "You wouldn't." He's like, if I said it, he's like, if I said it, I would have told you. He's like, "No, you wouldn't because you're a coward."
Yo, that was
Just
hard,
in his face, dude.
That was hard.
In
But
his
if I was
face.
that guy,
Yeah.
if I was the guy who said that shit, you stand on business. What the fuck is he gonna do?
Yeah, I mean, because it's like Jagmeet wouldn't have done anything after.
But that's why he's not
but
wrong.
because-
That guy's a fucking coward.
Yeah, because that's what I'm saying is that he sunned him in that situation. He just based on the fact that he got back in his face, showed him that he's about it, and that guy isn't.
100%, bro.
That was pretty gangster.
Dude,
But
if I was that guy that called him a coward or called him name or whatever, and then denied
he's
it,
a black belt in jiu-jitsu. Jagmeet Singh.
I did know that.
Yeah,
I did know that.
That guy's like, I just wish he wasn't such a fucking goddamn
liberal.
communist. Dude, I was like, oh, this guy's sick, dude. I don't really know a lot about the NDP party. Like, so when it was in like the 5th grade, we had to do some research on it, and it's like you don't like. You only like look at bullet points when you're in the fucking 5th grade, and I think at the time the NDP party had like some stuff about like, oh, like we want to advance our military or something like that. And even as a fucking 5th grader, I was like, that's my guy, dude. I want the NDP. And obviously the values change over time, and they start to go one way or the other. So I was so hyped when like Jagmeet Singh was in like a Just Rain video back in the day when I think he was just like running for like mayor or some shit. And so it's like you wouldn't have even expected that this guy eventually would have been the prime minister. So when I was like, oh, he's running for prime minister, I was like, sick. Look at his platform. He's like fucking a dirty commie, dude. Like such a communist.
Yo, for real.
Yeah.
We live in a very liberal area.
Yeah, and
country,
like
so
it sucks to say because
you're gonna get pulled up on.
I know
for
some.
sure
Yeah, I
by some
know.
pink hairs.
Yeah, I know some people who are like, I'm a communist, and like those people are cool people because like the way that they they word it so beautifully, like the world we could have as a communist world would just be amazing. But it's like it's never gonna happen. It's like literally never gonna happen.
Definitely not.
And it
Definitely
sucks
not.
because it's like then you're like, oh, but like is capitalism working? It's like it's not either. But it's just the devil we know. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, to be fair, I mean, okay, listen, we don't have like true capitalism, but like the system of governance we have right now has pulled more people out of poverty than any other system of governance ever.
Yeah.
Or like system of economic function.
Yeah.
So we can't really shit on it because
Honestly, I'd love to get Jagmeet Singh on the pod.
I would love to have Jagmeet Singh.
Yeah. I would hope he gets real with us though, because like, come on, I don't think that guy actually believes that public housing is gonna work. You know, what I mean?
Dude, this is a guy running on public housing with like 3 different houses to himself.
Straight up, bro. He's like, we're gonna do a low income house. We're gonna do free education.
Literally nothing about
got like 7 degrees. He's a straight up lawyer, dude. He's like, he definitely got like the most expensive education possible.
And the honest truth is, no Quebecois person looks at him and goes, "That's our next prime minister."
Which is crazy, dude. I feel like what kind of proves the point that, you know, racism is real and it does hold you back.
I feel like to an
Which
extent,
is-
I don't think enough in the. You know what? I'm talking shit right now, but I'm gonna go for it. I don't know any. I've never been to Quebec. I don't know anyone from Quebec, but I feel like, I don't know. These Frenchies are crazy. They don't like anybody with a long beard.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've never been to Quebec, dude.
I feel like they wouldn't
but
like
I mean,
you
if you
for,
want to stand on that point, you can.
I feel like they wouldn't like you for your glasses, dude. They'd be like, "Why are you wearing glasses?" You know? They wouldn't like that. Like, contacts exist.
Yeah, contacts. That's pretty good.
I turned Mexican a little bit, but you know, it's okay.
Contacts exist, bro. Yeah, street get a little Mexican there, dude. I wish we had more Mexican people here. That's the problem, dude.
I love Mexican.
We have fucking like Indian people everywhere, dude. Like America gets like freaking
They get the
Mexicans and like black people.
well.
It's like
I
so
feel like,
much more fun there, dude.
Yeah, no, I feel like, but Punjabis kind of fill in for like the blacks in Canada.
Crazy, Jake.
Wait, why?
They don't fill in for the blacks.
Well, like they got like the swag. They
Blacks
got
is
the
crazy to say.
Why? How is that crazy?
Oh no, it's the delivery on that
African
line.
Americans.
Nah, dude,
Yeah.
just black people, dude.
No. I mean, we do have a lot of black people, but we don't have like we have a lot of like immigrant black people. So a lot of Jamaicans,
Yeah,
a lot
Nigerians,
of like Nigerians, Ghanaians, and like so these people like they have like a little.
We have less of like a we have less of like a North American black culture here.
Like people who don't know where they're from. Like
Yeah, like
this-
our clubs are less fun.
I mean, our clubs are less fun because we have a terrible nightlife here.
And brown people shoot it up all the time.
You know what? I remember clubbing in like 2015, 2016.
Pre-COVID.
Pre-COVID.
Yeah, pre-COVID
and that
was
was
sick.
great.
Pre-COVID
because
was
the
fun.
level of international students was low.
True. That's
and
true.
like, yeah.
Fair point.
I think that makes a big difference.
Fair point. That's one thing I don't think about is that I used to be a bouncer at one of those establishments, and I got into a lot of fights with international students, and now we're just streaming a podcast talking mad shit about them. I think I'm gonna get jumped.
By international students?
Yeah, they're gonna like beat me with like sticks or some shit.
Yeah, bro. Fucking talk about it like that, bro.
Why are you mixing the international student thing with the Surrey Jack?
No,
voice?
that's an Indian accent, bro. You've never... Bro,
That's better. That's better. You're going in the Surrey Jack direction.
you know, that's a little bit crazy. Like, whenever I have to hit the Indian accent, I do, like, the head nod, too. If
you
you're,
got
like,
to. It kind of stimulates it a little bit.
Definitely, yeah.
I can't do an Indian accent. Is that crazy?
Can you try?
Give me like something to say. Like,
Maybe, like, we're ordering something at, like, an Indian restaurant, and you're like,
yeah,
give me the tikka masala, give me the naan,
Yeah,
give me
yeah,
the,
yeah.
you know, the aloo gobi.
Yeah.
Nah, hit me with it.
hey, can I get some?
Yeah. Oh, come on. We got to take the chocolate off of you, dog. You just cowboy now. I'm the chocolate, you're the cowboy.
Yeah, dude, this is sick. I'm finally white.
Would it be fair to say that you've been chasing white your whole life?
Yeah. Okay. Not my whole life. I think I was in elementary school. I was more comfortable with it, and this is actually like kind of a fucked up, vulnerable thing. But like when I was in elementary school, before I went to our Christian private school, it was pretty multicultural. I was in French immersion, everything, and I never really thought there was like a problem being like Indian. Like I was like, oh, it's all good or whatever. Then I went to our private school, which is still pretty multicultural, like pretty
Super
multicultural.
multicultural.
But
I
I
had
think
one white friend.
But I think the people that I wanted to hang out with at the time were white. So a lot of things that they were saying to me was like, oh, we both got pinned as being, we had this conversation, being the smelly little brown kid, right? Which was kind of like a thing that people put on us in certain settings. And I feel like I took that to this whole fucking other level where I was like,
Yeah.
I'm just going to not be I'm not going to, like, you still speak your language with your family and everything, I don't even speak with my family.
Oh man, that's
I just like completely refused to do it because I was like, I felt, and then like what had started to happen was I went back around my brown friends. I was too white for the brown people and too brown for the white people. So I was like fucking like, yeah. So I was just like, I'm just going to double down on one thing and I'm just going to be like super, super uber white. And like, now I don't feel like in any setting, I'm presented with like the like smelly little Indian boy thing, which is like when you randomly bring up that like I drown or some shit. I'm like, fucking dude.
Yeah. I mean,
I can swim.
I feel like that's kind of like, not being able to swim is definitely like the brownest thing about you, probably.
Yeah, but I can swim. That's what I was trying to say. Is that I was like, you're trying to rope me into this thing where like we're like that together, but we're not. You aren't either,
dude. What?
You aren't the smelly little brown kid anymore either. Is what I'm trying to say.
But the thing is, I probably didn't do you a favor because I was a smelly little brown kid.
Were, bro.
No. It was a problem because our youth leader had to sit me down and be like, bro, you're going through puberty. You need to start wearing some deodorant. Like, that was a conversation I had with somebody.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't bring that up when I told you that I said that to somebody else, bro. That's crazy.
Wait, what?
I just told that story.
That you were smelly?
No, that I told a kid that he was too smelly and he needed to wear deodorant.
Yeah, but I was 11.
Oh, okay. That's crazy, dude. So, like, we didn't... Like, I feel like you were trying to allude to this point when you said you can't even know kids a couple episodes ago, was when we were in like youth group, like when we were involved in church and stuff, we were just straight up hanging out with like 30-year-olds all the time.
Yeah, 100%.
We were like 12 to 14 years old. We were just alone with 30-year-olds.
To be fair, I've never been touched in an inappropriate way by an adult.
Yeah.
Ever in my life. Thank God.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to say that?
Not while you're drinking.
Oh. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah, just like sometimes I'd just be out with like 35-year-old dude.
Yeah.
We'd go get a Monster and throw rocks at trains. Like, these were things that I did with adults.
Yeah, dude, whatever.
They probably weren't 35. They were probably like 27 or something.
No, but
like
still,
25.
like, yeah, that's crazy. Just throw rocks at trains.
You never threw rocks at trains in your youth?
No, dude. I never want to label an activity...
Those were activities, are you saying?
Don't worry, I'll bleep it up for both of us, dude. We're not gonna talk about that topic until we get an expert on it to explain it.
Yeah, we need to get somebody to explain what the fuck is, because nobody will tell me what it is.
Dude, they're gatekeeping it from us, dude.
Which makes me think.
I feel like there's a group of people that are getting together. Be like, we're not ready to tell them yet.
Are you telling me there's an
we're gonna
inner
break
circle?
the news?
Are you telling me
of our friends and family members?
Are you telling me there's an inner circle of gatekeepers that are keeping together, like the Illuminati?
Yeah,
is that what
that's where Elon Musk came from? They released him into society, dude.
They released him into society. It's crazy,
dude. I gotta stop drinking before the pod. I've lost all credibility of being the sane one, dude.
Dude, I knew we had an autistic kid in our class. Best kid ever.
Yeah.
Fattest ass. The badonk was crazy.
So this is a problem, dude. You haven't seen Severance, and that's a great point to say. Oh, like he's built like Mr. Milchick, and I need you after the pod to Google who that is. In fact,
I'll do it right
look
now.
it up right now. I just want you to.
We gotta not get gay this one.
In fact, type in Mr. Milchick ass. That's all I want to say. And I don't mean to overly sexualize this person, but I feel like I'm allowed to because I am attracted to him.
You are physically?
Yes.
Bro.
And I want you to know, is it gay that when
It's a
I
shelf.
first...
It's a shelf.
Dude,
Yo!
Dude, I just want to know, is it gay that when I first saw him on screen, this was before I even saw his whole, before I saw him turned around. This is when I just saw him. I immediately Googled if he was gay or not. And he is in real life. Now, what's gayer? The fact that I Googled immediately to see if he was gay or not, or how excited I was when I found out that he was gay in real life?
He is gay. He is in fact gay.
Yes.
You know what? I don't think either of it is a problem.
Right.
We love a bisexual king.
Yeah,
for sure.
I didn't ask if it was a problem. I asked if it was gay. What are you trying to say, dude? All right, no, we won't do this again. But I'm just saying, this guy gets pretty sexualized on the internet, and I want to know if he feels some type of way about it, because I feel kind of bad sometimes.
No, definitely. If you got an ass like that as a dude, you have to get sexualized.
It's a crazy take.
The worst part about that is I don't know if this audio is picking up, but I just said that, and
yeah, I'm definitely cutting that part out of the podcast. So we're just gonna resume.
Dude, the first thing I looked up is Mr. Milchick ass. First of all, Milchick, black person last name, not realistic. Second of all, the first thing that comes up is a Reddit comment going, "Kill me with that booty."
Dude, honestly, so I feel like there's sometimes people arise that change people's sexualities. I feel like there's like canon events for people's sexualities that happen that unlock parts of them. Because I don't know if you've ever seen House of the Dragon.
Yeah, Zac Efron High School Musical. Wait, what?
I wasn't asking you to tell me an example about your life.
Sorry, wait, what? House of Dragon. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so anyways... Queen Rhaenyra, the actor who plays Queen Rhaenyra is non-binary, and they have this bit in an interview when they're saying like, oh, like this type of drink I like is a Negroni Spagliato with Prosecco in it, and it's a very like romantic way that they said it, and all the comments are like, I didn't think I was attracted to, you know, someone who's gender non-conforming, but I'm gay now. And it's like literally like thousands of comments. And it's not like, oh, it's just like people who are already, you know, flying the rainbow flag, just exaggerating it or being super supportive. I'm talking just straight up straight people.
Yeah.
And I think that this canon event is happening again with Mr. Milchick's fat ass.
Bro, it is
all the comments are like
bumpy.
All the comments are like, I'm gay now. I'm gay. What the heck, dude?
But this is the thing. Crazy. You can be a straight guy. No, you can't. You can't. I was just going to say, you can be a straight guy and appreciate a man's fat ass.
Yeah, you can appreciate it, but they're saying that they're gay now, dude.
In appreciating it, it is kind of like a homoerotic act.
No, it's not.
Right?
No, because it's like you and I would both let Billy Love use us like a bowling ball.
Wait a minute.
And that's gay.
Dude, one time in high school.
Dude. I don't know if we'll ever be able to release this episode. Go ahead, continue.
Dude, one time in high school, I had a buddy of mine. I was like, kind of like doing like the Nammer squat, kind of.
Yeah.
And
she's just gonna eat that now. Why would you throw that for her?
Okay. Yeah, she's gonna eat it.
Why? You like panicked and just threw it away. All right. Anyways,
dude, in high school one time, I was like kind of like Nammer squatted, like looking through a bag.
Explain to the people who don't know what's a Nammer squat.
A Nammer squat, is that like a racist term?
I don't think so.
Like, okay, so Vietnamese people are in and around, I guess in the world, they can do this squat where their like feet are flat on the ground, their butt is like right on their
Ass
heels.
to grass.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like you're squatting, like kind of like you're taking a shit a little bit.
Yeah.
But like, so I was kind of doing that, looking through a bag, and I had a buddy of mine come behind me. This is the first and last time anyone's ever done this to me. He grabbed me like 2 fingers, like the shocker in like my asshole. And this is the craziest thing. He like picked me up and then flipped me over. I landed on my back, on my backpack, and he went in, bowling ball, and ran away. And this was right before like the Canadian version of an SAT, like it was a provincial exam, and I was on my back just absolutely gobsmacked, laying there like, what the fuck just happened to me?
Yo, I think you're a victim, bro.
Bro, I might be a victim, though.
Is that where you got that from? You genuinely were used like a bowling ball?
Bro, that's the thing.
Well,
I didn't know
I'll bleep this out. Who did this to you? Yo, that guy weighs like 70 pounds, bro. He picked you up and flipped you?
Not now, but like in high school, he was like, yeah, he was a thin dude.
Yeah.
But I think like maybe it was just the surprise of like, woo! and like I jumped. Maybe that I don't know.
Did a backflip out of excitement.
It was crazy. No, I think back to that now, just thinking like, how the fuck did something like that happen to me? Like, what was I wearing? Was it crazy? Like,
how do you get such a good grip? Dude?
That's what I was trying to figure out, bro. Yeah. So no, that's where the bowling ball thing comes from.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. Honestly, that's I when I was watching the pod back, I was like, fuck, dude, I wish I came up with that. Like, I can't believe I've gone my whole life and, like, threatened to fight people in so many different ways. And that's not to say I'm going around trying to fight people. I mean, like, in a friend scenario.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we've said so many diabolical, outlandish things to each other to rally each other up.
Yeah.
Never did anyone say that to me. And that is probably the fucking best thing ever. I'm going to use it for the rest of my life.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Go for it. You can have that
Thanks, man. I appreciate it, dude.
Yeah.
I'll give you credit.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
We're
Thank you.
back. We're
back.
Had a couple drinks.
Took a little bathroom break.
Had a little bathy. We're about to get spooky up in here.
Yeah.
So something I really enjoyed about Chiggy growing up is that he was always into the scary stories. He liked scary movies. He was always willing to push the envelope in that area. Versus me, I was a little bit of a bitch. Didn't like to watch the scary movies.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. I've always had this like thing of like it would be cool if life was more exciting than it is. And like, you know, you can go one of two ways. You either get into superheroes or you get into the scary shit.
Yeah.
And I just got into both. And I was like, whatever's right, you know, which is crazy, but it's all good. No, I'm excited to tell you some not super scary. I think we can get into some scary stuff if you want to.
Yeah, I want to go all the way.
But I'm gonna give you a couple real things.
Come on, man.
But it's not scary real things.
Okay.
It's more a little bit more conspiracy, a little bit mystery.
Yeah.
This first episode we'll do more mystery stuff.
Okay.
Then we'll get into the
Okay.
the real spooky shit later on.
Hit me with some Mossad, bro. What?
Dude, I told you it's one topic. I don't want to fucking talk about it. I want to get 3 episodes out before we get assassinated. All right.
No, Mel Gibson's on our side for this one for sure.
You think he watches the pod?
Um,
What famous person do you think would watch our pod?
I think Mel Gibson watches our podcast like on YouTube or something.
Yeah.
And then like screams obscenities at it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Just get some anger out.
Yeah, for sure.
Calls us all kinds of slurs or whatever.
I would love to think that Gal Gadot watches and just talks about how cute we are.
You just love staying on the whole fucking Israel thing.
Gal Gadot?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, come on.
No way, dude.
What?
No way.
Why? Terrible actor.
Thanks, baby.
But
No way. There's way better options out there.
yeah, I mean, yeah, but
Yeah.
you can't.
I like to think that 2009 Megan Fox was watching our podcast.
Oh my god. 2025 Megan Fox is doing a blood transplant. Oh. That was that. I was about to hit some heat, bro. Holy shit. Don't you hate when that shit happens?
Yeah.
Does that happen to you?
Yeah, often. Both of us, every time we try to do a podcast
The
episode.
words come so fast and my mind doesn't move enough.
All right, let me tell you some mysteries. How about that?
How
Now we'll
we
move
get
on.
off of this shit.
We'll move on. Okay, so have you heard of Andrew Carlson?
No.
So Andrew
Garfield?
Carlson is an alleged time traveler.
Whoa.
So he was a 44-year-old stock market, I guess, investor in 2003. And he invested $800. Within 2 weeks, his portfolio was $350 million.
Get the fuck out of here.
And
Wait,
so he was arrested, and he claimed that he was a time traveler from the future and that he wanted to come and create some generational wealth for himself and make some small investments, but he accidentally created too much wealth. He went too far, and he was arrested in 2003. And he stated that he knew where Osama bin Laden was, and he also knew the cure for AIDS. Now, when he was going to go to his trial, he disappeared. somebody anonymously paid his $1 million bail, and then he disappeared before he needed to go to court. And get this, he correctly predicted the U.S. invasion of Iraq.
I believe it.
Now, you want to know something even crazier?
No.
He was arrested in March of 2003.
Get the fuck
He was arrested in March of 2003. The U.S. invasion of Iraq was March 20th, 2003. It was a couple days after anyone could have predicted it because it was about to happen anyways. So it wasn't that fucking big of a deal.
Why you got me doing this, bro? Why you got me stressed out, bro?
And you know what the even crazier thing is? There's people have believed this for a long time. It's totally fake. It was completely
Bro,
debunked.
don't do this to me, bro. Don't do this to me. Last time, I thought we were gonna go deep on the Appalachian Mountains. We're gonna talk about skinwalkers.
Dude,
we're gonna talk
to
about
be
speaking crazy. But like now, why do you have
why
to
you give me things to bleep out, bro? Anyways, no. So this is a problem with me researching too far.
Yeah, that's
the first
don't
like
do it.
the first like 25 minutes of me just pulling up things about it. Nobody had pulled up that it was debunked, and then suddenly right when I was saving the link.
Is it really loud?
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, it's just loose. Like your fucking grasp of conspiracies. Have fun, bro.
No, I know, but I feel like that makes it even crazier that out of all. So like this is for 2 decades a widely believed mystery was no, this guy genuinely was arrested and he was so most people the first thing was okay, it was probably just fucking insider trading. And that was the real thing that happened. So that was the first kind of point of disbelief. But it never even happened at all.
What is that defense, bro? You're getting fucking FBI's interrogating you? Bro, you're never going to believe this. I'm a fucking time traveler.
He's like, dude, we're going to invade Iraq in 3 days. It's like, we announced it already. It's on the news, bro.
How desperate do you have to be to go to that first?
But so many people, that was their thing. There was like, this guy's real. He literally predicted the exact date of the invasion of Iraq. Like, bro, he was arrested in March 2003. We invaded Iraq in March 2003.
Do this to me? I want to live in a fantasy world where these types of things could happen. If you were to time travel back, where would you time travel back to?
I don't think it was a good time. I think it's the best time to be colored.
No, that's not true.
When was a better time?
I mean, not better time, but like Roman times weren't bad times.
No, but I'm saying, yeah, but we couldn't go back into Roman times.
Yeah, we could.
And be Roman.
Yeah, we could.
Genuinely?
Yeah, Roman citizenship was something that you could gain after like doing certain things.
Yeah, I just think like if I was to travel back in time, the only place where I would probably have like a decent life was somewhere where everyone looks like me, and I don't want to go to India at all.
Yeah, you're really driving that cowboy point.
Yeah, like something like fun or exciting for me would be like to go back to the 80s. I feel like that would be fun.
That would be fun.
Drive some nice looking
I think
cars. The music was awesome.
I get the 80s were like pretty bad for black people in the South, but I feel like if you were in like other places, they might be like kind of nice to you. Like you might be like an exotic.
The thing we were talking about is getting labeled as the smelly little Indian kid. 99% of the time,
yeah, but if you wear like deodorant and a little bit of like, hairspray.
Do you think like maybe I could have been like a exotic like attraction for a lot of girls? Like I could go back there in the 80s and then I could be like pull in some blonde white girls.
For sure. I think so. I think like back then white women probably wanted to be with a colored guy before they got like settled down with a nice white man with a good job. I think
so. You're saying I couldn't marry a white girl, but
probably not. No,
I could have been taken advantage of by a white woman.
Well, because you got to think about it, like the white girl's dad would have been born in like, if this is the 80s, the 20s.
Yeah, no, I gotta say, yeah, 1800s probably.
Yeah, so like
their grandfather's still around who fought in World War II.
I mean, their dad fought in World War II for sure. Their grandpa,
you got an 80-year-old grandpa.
Their grandpa probably owned slaves.
Anyways, Yeah, so that's our first mystery. So I'm gonna, like I said, I want to keep it light for you.
No, I want to go deep. Give me the fucking Satan sucked his dick. Like,
Are you ready? Are you ready for this one?
Yeah, hit me with it.
Can't laugh. Hey, you can't laugh. This one is called the Kentucky Meat Shower. Hey, I said you can't laugh. So, the Kentucky Meat Shower is on a clear morning in 1876.
Oh.
Alan and Mary Crouch were near Olympia Springs, Kentucky, on their ranch, and on their property, it started to rain chunks of meat and blood from the sky.
What year is this?
1876.
Okay.
Now, some people in the community decided to taste it, and they said that the meat tasted like it was from a cow or from a goat. So they were like, oh, it's raining lamb or something like that. And a lot of people alleged that it was a flock of vultures that were vomiting, and they vomited all over their property. I searched it. There's no other recorded case of any vulture vomit flock happening since 1876. So, again, the technology was not there to kind of prove exactly what it was, but at that time period, the last kind of acknowledgement of what it was that it was human. So in 1876, the Kentucky Meat Shower, it randomly rained pieces of human meat on a random property. And no one knows why.
2 questions for you.
Yeah.
Mystery meat falls out of the sky. You putting it in your mouth?
Dude, if you could put on a grill, what if it falls on the grill? You're not gonna get the opportunity to make a crusty crab, dude.
So you are putting mystery meat in your mouth if it falls from the sky?
Yeah, dude. Well, what if that's where KFC came from? It is Kentucky, dude. I don't know. You know what I mean? You think that's
telling me that's
7 secret spices,
Holy
dude?
Fuck, dude. Yo, we might have busted this shit wide open. Why is KFC so good?
It's just crazy.
It's human
The reason I
meat.
like it is there's no real like, victim in this scary
There was
story.
obviously a victim. It was human meat.
It could have just been vultures vomiting lamb and goat and cows, dude. It's back in the day, 1876 technology wasn't there.
This is what I want to know. I want to know why crazy shit happened back in the day. Crazy shit doesn't happen now.
Yeah, it's weird. I think it's a lot of technology now to debunk. So
Well, no. How does technology debunk this? In the Middle Ages, there was a mystery disease that went around that made people dance till they died.
right,
Now, we just call it Kendrick Lamar,
true, yeah,
right? So,
It's
like,
true.
what's the...
Yeah.
Why doesn't that stuff happen now?
I think just immunity over time.
Immunity to what?
Like, so I think like if you were to go back into like let's say the 10th century, I feel like if you walk around, everyone's dying around you. I feel like you carry diseases that you're immune to from millennia ago that those people are not immune to, and you're just straight up just people are dropping just
talking about,
by
like, time travel right
association.
now?
Like your smell. My bad, dude. My bad. Okay, but no, so I want to say this point. So I listen to, by accident, I stumble upon a lot of true crime. I think I look for a lot of spooky
No, you're
stories.
definitely like a middle-aged white woman, for sure.
No, because I look for the spooky shit, but when I watch a video and it's just said, it says scary stories that'll keep you up at night.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be like scary, like haunted stories, but a lot of it are about the atrocities that humans commit, which is really fucked up. And I think humans are way worse than any fucking alleged demon story. 100,000%.
Definitely not true.
So get this. This is really fucked up. I might even take this out of the pod. But there's been so many cases where people's children have gone missing and other people have alleged that they are their children back, a decade later. Like, hey, I'm your son or whatever. And then they try to reconnect with them. Back in the day, there was really no way to prove if that
'cause they don't
person
have
was
DNA
telling the
testing.
truth or not.
Yeah.
There's been cases where people, like even a couple years, even a year later, within months later, their little kid, little daughter or son, comes back and says, no, it's me. And they don't believe that their kid is their kid.
Yeah.
Because people are telling them one thing or the other. And then they send this kid away. You're sending your own kid away.
Potentially. But also there's a lot of weirdos in this world.
Yeah. But the kid is not a weirdo. That's the thing. It's like a 5-year-old kid is saying, hey, I am your daughter. And then you're like, no, I don't believe you. Bye-bye. Get on the boat.
Boat?
Yeah, it's fucked. It's so fucked. I hate sometimes I literally just stop the video. Like, how do I stumble upon this? I think that people are way more fucked up than any scary story.
I agree. I think people are way more capable of doing fuck shit.
Yeah, like if you think about like an exorcism story.
Yeah.
And I don't want to spook you too much.
No, spook me.
So there's some cases of people that are that have been exorcised, that they've had demons. And the story fucking ends with, I got exorcised and then I went on to live a normal life.
Yeah.
That's it. The other stories are like, no, like this person was fucking locked in this guy's fucking basement and then they were fucking left there and they died of starvation afterwards after being like fucking assaulted a bunch of times. Like, humans are way a million times worse than any fucking demon, dude.
No, that's for sure. I believe that. Yeah.
Sorry, this shit got dark.
This is super macabre, dude.
Yeah,
it's not even macabre.
This got super
I don't know,
fucked
it's
up. So back to the Kentucky meat shower. No, so okay, so you want a local scary story?
From the Lower Mainland?
Yeah, from Vancouver.
From Vancouver?
Yeah, so I was doing a deep dive on Reddit. I dedicate myself to this shit. This shit is my life.
Okay, hit me with it.
So this is a story from, let's say, 3 years ago. This is a deleted user who used to be a doorman at this bar in Gastown called Lamplighter.
Oh, I've been there.
So Lamplighter, before it was bought out, before it was renovated, it used to have, from back in the day, where the liquor was, it had these mirrors. And these mirrors, they started about 75% up the wall. They were two-way mirrors. And there was a tiny room behind those two-way mirrors that back in the 70s, the police used to spy on people who were dealing drugs. So they would sit up there while people were at the bar and watch them commit some sort of drug deal or crime, and then they would come down from a ladder and they would arrest those people. Mm-hmm. So that room was still accessible well into the early 2000s. Mm-hmm. This person stopped working there in 2007. So they said that after their shifts, they would sometimes be like, okay, let's go into the room. And they would have to, it was like super dangerous. It was like a super narrow ladder and the room was only about the size, like the half the size of a normal room, right? So you would have to kind of be crouched down and kind of hunched over. So sometimes people would be, for fun, they would go up there and they would just kind of hang around. And they would wave to, they would like make noise to each other or whatever. And they would just kind of goof around after their shifts. And one of the things is that it only had one of those old light bulbs where you just kind of yank on it. And so like pretty much they just kind of left the lights off when they would be up there. Right. Mm-hmm. And so sometimes they leave the light on, they would come back down. And one night the light was off for a while and then suddenly it just came back on. Mm. And everyone was like, okay, that's fucking scary. Like, what the hell? Like everyone's like starting to get a little bit spooked. Right. And it's an old building. So it's likely that the light just, randomly flickered on or flickered off, or maybe they just forgot to turn the light off in that room. And so people started getting kind of like, what the hell? And so nobody wanted to turn the light off except when one person decided, okay, fine, I'm going to fucking man up and do it. He said, all right, I'm going to turn the light off. And as soon as he got up, the light turned off. But
get the fuck out of here.
It didn't just like, shut off. It sounded like it got yanked off.
Get the fuck out of here.
You know what I mean? There's a distinct difference between a light flickering on and off, and if I was to yank the chain to turn the light off.
I had one of those in my old house.
There was noise coming from
like
that little, place. And guess what? Nobody checked. They just went home. They locked up. They went home.
Yep, that's what I would do.
Isn't that crazy, dude? That's local, dude.
I believe it. No, okay. Do you believe in ghosts?
No, but I genuinely don't.
Okay.
I fucking wish they were real.
Bro, I think I've seen a ghost.
Okay, tell me.
So I used to live in a basement suite, like in Surrey.
Yeah.
And me and my girlfriend back then, fiance now, we were sitting on the couch watching a movie.
Yeah.
And my room door was open. It's a small apartment, like 600 square feet.
Yeah.
Little basement suite. And we're watching a movie, and then all of a sudden we see like, I don't really know how to describe it, but it's like when you have something that's like translucent, you know how like, do you know what translucent is?
Yeah.
Like you can see
Through
light through it, but
Yep.
it's not clear.
Yeah.
Something like that moved, like probably 4 foot by like 2 foot square space.
Yeah.
Moved across the light.
Okay.
And me and my like fiance both saw it, and we're like, "Did you just see that? Did I just see that? Yeah, fucking saw a ghost." And that's what it was. So there was that.
Yeah, but there's nothing scary about a fucking ball of light. You know what I mean?
It was, yeah, no. It's. I mean, we went.
That's
to
why.
sleep
That's why I'm like,
afterwards.
fuck. I don't fucking like. You know, and I wish like legit ghosts were fucking real. Like fucking
Dude.
some scary shit, dude.
Yeah, no.
Like the things that I see when I have sleep paralysis every fucking week. That's the type of shit I wish was fucking real. Also,
You wish it was real?
Am I possessed?
Yeah, you might.
Do you
be
think I
fucking
might
possessed,
fucking
bro.
possessed?
Dude?
Because I don't know anybody else that has sleep paralysis as fucking often as I do.
Okay, so we went to like a religious school. It was a
Yeah.
Christian school. This is beyond my time.
Yeah.
But apparently some kid was like demon possessed during like we have like chapel,
Yeah.
which is like a period where like people worship God, pray and stuff like that. And apparently during worship, a kid got demon possessed. They had to pull his ass out, go into a different room and like exorcise a
them.
demon.
But you think that shit was real?
Bro, that's a thing. I don't know, man.
I feel like I said and did a
like,
lot
did
of
he
shit
have
that
a
I thought was
seizure?
like, oh, this is like a supernatural experience because I was just in an environment where I was told that I need to believe these things happen. Like,
Yeah.
I was told for so many times that I have like a fucking prophetic gift and I can fucking tell the future and shit like
people
that.
told you that?
Yeah.
I would have told you right away as we were religious.
Yeah, but they used to tell me
I
like
was not
Gershon doesn't know what he's fucking talking about. He's gay. No. They didn't say that. They didn't say that. I might have had the last part. I might have made that shit. No, I'm sorry. No. Yeah, dude, it's go crazy. No. I feel like, but those kind of environments, like there was some stuff that I saw that I feel like, oh, like the whole like speaking in tongues and stuff like that. Like that stuff isn't real.
Dude,
Right?
people told me that, like, hey, you can, like, speak in tongues.
I wanted to do that shit so bad, dude. It's like fucking freestyling. I couldn't figure it out.
Bro,
dude.
the
I
first...
couldn't figure out like the cadence.
No, for sure. Yeah, no. Like, they told me, like, hey, you can speak in tongues. And then I went, Samalama Dumalama, like, did the fucking rap God from Eminem. And they were like, you got it, bro. That's you.
Dude, I used to be able to do that verse.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
You can't do it anymore?
Should I try?
Yeah, I'd
Should
like
I
to see
do
you
it?
try.
Someone let me do my lemon. You assuming I'm a human. What I do to get it through to you? I'm superhuman, innovative, and I'm innovative. Oh god, I can't fucking do it
No,
anymore.
that was pretty good,
That was
though.
actually kind of sick.
That was pretty good. I thought you were
What?
speaking in tongues for a
Yeah,
second.
dude. Wait. I think the furniture is levitating. Crazy.
No, dude, that's crazy.
My dog getting agitated. She's like, yo. She can tell, you know, when we're doing things. She's like, okay, you guys are taking it too far.
No, for sure.
Yeah, she's like, I can see the ghosts
Bring
and
it
they're
back,
mad at
bring
you.
it back, bring it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, I this is the thing. I'm kind of conflicted about ghosts.
Okay.
I do think ghosts could be real,
Yeah.
but I also do think ghosts could be just like people with like good imaginations, you know?
Yeah. I don't know, dude. I think the power of suggestion is really strong.
Yep.
I think if you want to believe something, or if someone's trying to convince you that you need to believe something, you will.
Yeah, definitely.
And I wish that was true about me fucking like going to the gym or whatever. You know what I mean? So I could just fucking stay doing that instead of just doing it like for fucking 2 weeks and then stopping for like a month or 3 months or like 6 months or whatever. That would be really cool. But like, yeah, I think that kind of stuff is super strong. I think if you're around people that believe a certain way of life and they want you to, you know, act a certain way, you'll just start to do it. I think that's what we did in school and stuff like that,
For sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
which is kind of shitty. Anyways, you know the Men in Black are real?
I know that black men are real.
So even though no one submitted anything this week, because we're shooting this a couple days after we released the last pod anyways, do you know anybody going through something where right now, like, is there any advice you could give people right now?
Yeah, I do have some advice I could give some people. Buy me some time.
Okay, I know a couple people who it's been a while since they've been in a relationship. A couple guys.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So they've been single for a minute now.
A couple dry guys.
Yeah, I mean, or just not relationship guys. I think just guys who are just like haven't been in a nice long-term relationship in a while, and they just kind of don't know how to get the ball rolling on things. Like, what's your advice? How does one kind of start to believe again after a couple bad relationship experience? How does one start to believe that, you know, there's some hope and they should give it another chance? Because I personally have not been, you know, in that position that they've been in, so I haven't been able to give them the best advice.
If I'm gonna be completely honest, bro, you're probably the problem.
You think the guy's the problem?
Probably. I mean, listen.
That's fair.
There's
That's totally
a lot.
fair.
There's a lot that goes into a relationship,
Yeah.
and there's a lot that goes into a relationship, and you not making it work could be one of those things.
Dude, I think so. I think every time people talk to you about the relationship problems, which I think for me that hasn't happened in like a decade, I haven't really talked to somebody who's had significant relationship problems and come to me for fucking advice. Yeah, that's been a long time. But when I have heard it, or people just kind of generally bitching about their partner, it's like, oh, this person does this, this, and this, and I'm just so sick of it, and this and that. I'm like, have you told them? And they're like, well, no, they should figure it out. And I feel like that's problem number one. And people always say it. It sounds so corny to say it's communication, but I feel like anybody who's in a bad relationship, 99% of the time, aside from cases of fucking abuse or cheating or whatever, is holding resentment.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the biggest thing where I'm like, I have not had an issue like that in literally years.
Yeah.
I've never had that kind of issue in my current relationship because we're literally always communicating.
Yeah.
And it's like anybody you talk to has a bad relationship problem. And if, again, outside of really severe scenarios, it's likely that one or two of those people have things that they're just fucking holding against the other person.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like, this is the thing. This is what I think about. I think about, one, people living in the desert. And then I think, two, people living in the Arctic.
Okay.
If people can do those two things, you can get along with just about anybody.
Facts.
So, like, if you really have a bad relationship, and, like, honestly, sometimes it's just, like, you're not with the right person. That could be the case.
Yeah.
But, like, before you start dating, just, like, think about it. Like, what do I fucking do wrong? You know?
Yeah.
Like, I know for a fact I'm terrible at communication.
Sure.
Within my relationship.
Yeah.
And, like, me and my fiance talk about it all the time. So, like, that's something that we're communicating about.
Yeah, you guys communicate about the fact that you're bad at communicating?
Yeah, for sure.
That's awesome.
I mean, like,
that'll get you somewhere at least.
I'm, like, so much better now. So much better than when I started the relationship. But, yeah, I mean, like, these are things, right? Like,
but it's something you were able to identify.
Exactly.
And then now it's unlikely that you guys are holding things against each other.
If someone can live in a place where there is 0.2 millimeters of rain annually, you can talk to your significant other about your feelings.
Yeah. That's true.
Right?
Yeah, that's some chocolate therapy right there, dude.
That's
Somebody's life probably fucking changed.
Yeah, dude.
And it's not Mel Gibson's life.
Definitely not, dude.
That guy probably doesn't think he has any problems.
No, he does have problems.
Did he get help?
No, that guy has problems. Where do
you go to get help?
He has rhymes with do. And
I think his problem rhymes with manti-menicism.
Yeah, I mean, that's also the case.
Dude, where does he go to get help for hating Jewish people? Like, you go to like a synagogue?
Because the synagogue isn't the place.
Like, where does he go? Like
I don't think there's
like a coffee shop in New York. Where do they hang out? Where do they frequent? A comedy show? Probably goes to like a open mic in New York City.
Maybe. It's not like, the doctor's office.
How do you fix that?
It's not a lawyer.
Exposure therapy.
It's
probably,
not an agent.
Right? Where do you go? Like the head office for like a media corporation? An Illuminati meeting?
I think Mel Gibson. I think Mel Gibson should meet us. I think we would solve his problems.
I think that if Mel Gibson met us, he'd beat the living shit out of us immediately.
I don't think Mel Gibson could beat the living shit out of anything.
I think Mel Gibson's fucking roided up these days, probably. He's probably on that old man test and the HGH.
I think Mel Gibson.
You're not winning a fight against Mel Gibson, bro. Come on.
I definitely think I could win a fight against Mel Gibson.
Bro, what?
I think I could win a fight against Braveheart Mel Gibson.
All right, you're on some baby back bullshit right now.
Dude,
You're not beating Braveheart Mel Gibson in any fight. You're not beating him in fucking Scrabble.
You think so?
I should probably beat him in Scrabble.
I know some fucking big words, dude.
Yeah. You do actually, dude.
Postulate.
Subservient killed me.
Postulate? You don't even know what that means.
Yeah, I don't know what it means.
There you go.
But I feel like that's what I'm doing right now.
Quasar?
Yeah, okay. That's a made up word.
You would never know, though.
No, I wouldn't, dude.
I made up a word. You don't know what it is.
I don't know most words, so I'll believe it.
Ingarisu.
That's got to be racist, right?
We had a lot of Korean kids in our class. I learned a little bit of.
Are you using the I have Korean friends defense? Because I know for a fact you don't have Korean friends.
I do have Korean friends.
All right, we're going to wrap up the pod, guys. I hope that you listened to Gershon's advice on relationships. It's super, super helpful. It's helped me. And I think that you guys need to submit more questions.
Yeah.
And I hope you guys like this episode. This is a little different of a style.
Yeah.
We changed it up a little bit. Let us know if you like this. We can do a little bit more spooky stories. I feel like that's a fun little segment that's not common. But we're definitely going to include a little bit more segments. I think that's a fun direction for people to go.
Yeah.
They don't want to hear us talk about politics the whole time, I don't think.
No, for sure. I mean, like, politics affects everybody, but it can get a little dicey when you start talking about the gender of these political leaders' wives, right? So that's
an episode for tonight.
No, but big shout out to people who listen. We
comment
really
down below
it.
or wherever you comment. Just message us what you think we should call our listeners and our viewers.
And fill out the chocolate therapy. I know we didn't talk about it too much, but we have a form online, chocolate therapy, completely anonymous. Let us know what you're going through. We'll give you some solid advice on how to get through that in your life. Mel Gibson, if you have some issues with a group of people that rhymes with do, we can definitely help you with that. Yeah. Anything you wanted to add on the outro?
That's it, man. That's another evening, and we were a lot straighter this episode, so I really appreciate that.
No, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
We'll go cuddle after this, so. Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
It's a Chocolate Cowboys podcast where the good times always last. So grab your white monster and watch them ponder. It's a Chocolate Cowboys podcast. A couple of buddies who think they're funny. Are they brothers? Or do they have feelings for each other? It's a Chocolate Cowboys podcast.